Hey everybody, world's biggest geek here, another video here today. And in this video, I'm here to talk about my 2-year anniversary with YouTube. It's been such an incredible journey with YouTube so far. I've been having a blast. It's been fun, talking about all geek things and pop cultures and events and the news and so much more. So, and those who are joining me, I just want to welcome you to my channel and just want to just say thank you for joining me, and just want to wish everyone a happy, safe day and a safe weekend and a safe weekday as well too. Hope everyone's enjoying their day. Hope everyone's just having a blast, full of smiles and laughters and joy. So I just want to just thank you everyone for being a part with me with YouTube. So yeah, celebrating 2 years, which has been incredible for me. I love being a part of the YouTube community. It's always fun. It's incredible. When I first started YouTube, I started YouTube during DC Fandom, which came out in 2021. One of my first videos was during that event, and that was the reaction to The Batman, which was Robert Pattinson's movie, directed by Matt Reeves, and Colin Farrell as the Penguin. So, and Jeffrey as Sergeant Gordon, and Zoe as Catwoman. So that was my very first video, and I was talking about all the things that DC fandom was talking about, such as the TV shows, video games, toys, movies, and etc. And so many awesome things. But yeah, that was my very first video. Was during DC Fandom, and then from there I just started reacting to other movies and TV shows, movies and video games. I also did my very first short, which was to you guys, who was your favorite MCU villain so far from the Infinity Saga / the Multiverse Saga. So I also did that video as well too. That was my very first short. But yeah, so I just being a part of the YouTube family has been fun, and just being full of light and joy and wonders, and just also just having a great time. Talking to all you guys around the world is always cool. And yeah, so recently I did a video for Disability Pride Month, which was in July. I do have a disability. I have Asperger's syndrome. I have I have learning disability. I also have ADHD, and so I was born with those disabilities all my life. So that is one of my disabilities. So celebrating Disability Pride Month, and just yeah. So introducing myself. Also, my favorite DC characters are Superman. Superman has always been my favorite character ever since I was young. Superman's always been my favorite character. I've always liked him. He was always cool, playing him in the video games and watching him in cartoons and movies, and the animated movies have been super fun. It's been so cool. Also, my second DC character is Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, he's by far one of my favorite DC characters. Playing him in Injustice 2, watching him in DC Legends of Tomorrow and animated shows and animated movies. Firestorm has always been one of my favorite characters. Black Lightning is another favorite DC character of mine. He's always been one of my favorite characters. Seeing him in the first appearance of Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event on CW, how he has been raising his daughters, Thunder and Lightning, and how he has a role model. His father was a news reporter, and he looks up to his father. So one of the greatest principles of that world. So Black Lightning is one of my favorite. Atom Smasher comes in as one of my next favorite characters. He's just been by far one of my favorite characters, being introduced in the Justice League animated show, and now seeing him in the Black Adam movie, which is awesome. So yeah, Atom Smasher is one of my favorite characters. And last but not least is Thunderbolt, who has been summoned by the Pink Pin, held by Jakeem Thunder and Johnny Thunder. Of course, Thunderbolt comes from the fifth dimension, a powerful almighty genie. And always got to be careful when you make a wish, you always should, speak to the Thunderbolt. Always got to be careful when you wish for the things. For Marvel, my favorite character has always been the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk has been one of my favorite characters. He's by far one of my favorite Marvel characters. And, he's just by always has been my favorite. Hulk has always been my number one character in Marvel. Coming in next is Beta Ray Bill, who has never made an appearance, but he has made an appearance in animated cartoons and animated movies. I recently read a comic book called Stormbreaker, which is his appearance when he fought Galactus. So when I read that series, I was like, wow, Beta Ray Bill, he's just by far one of the awesomest characters, and he's always been one of my favorite characters. So yeah, man, carrying Stormbreaker all the way, another Thor, but just different. He's an alien, but when he lifted up Mjolnir, and then they created Stormbreaker for him. So yeah, Beta Ray Bill, man, has been one of my favorite characters. Next is Iceman. Iceman's always been my favorite character. X-Men, greatest team. Playing Iceman in the video games, watching him in the X-Men movies. He's just by far one of my favorite X-Men of all time. Iceman, the Indestructible Man, Bulletproof, the original First Class members. And yeah, so it's always been Iceman. Next is Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel's been always one of my favorite characters as well too for many years. He's sort of he's like a lookalike to Superman, but different. He shoots energy blast. He can fly. He's powerful. He's gone toe to toe with Sentry. So Blue Marvel has always been my favorite character. And last but not least is Splitfire, who is a speedster in Marvel Comics, playing her in the Lego game. She's just by far an awesome character. She's super cool. She's super dope. So yeah, those are all my favorite characters to the Marvel Universe. Now coming in for DC villains, by far has always been Darkseid. He's always been my favorite character. So Darkseid has just been by far one of the best DC villains of all time. The Omega Beams, ruler of Apocalypse, and one of the new gods. So he's always been my favorite DC villain of all times. Coming in next is Clayface, one of Batman's Rogue Gallery villains. Clayface has always been my favorite character. Seeing him in the Arkham game, seeing him in the Justice League cartoons, he's just by far one of my favorite DC character of all time. And till this day, Clayface has always been my favorite. Next is Parasite, a Superman villain, which, he hasn't made an appearance yet, but he has made an appearance in anime movies and cartoons and Supergirl. Parasite has always been the best character in DC, in my opinion. He could absorb any power from any DC character he wants. He absorbs it and then he uses it against them, whether it's growing into a giant, shrinking, electric, any power, you name it, he's got it. My next favorite one is the Reverse Flash. He's always been my favorite character. Even in the Flash show, out of all the DC villains in that CW show, Flash show, Reverse Flash has always been my favorite villain. He's been by far the most incredible villain in DC Comics and, animation, cartoons, and movies. Well, not yet, but hopefully soon we will get to see the Reverse Flash and James Gunn's vision. And last but not least, Firefly. I mean, the man loves fire. He's never been introduced in a movie, but beating him in the Batman games, he's always been my favorite rogue villain. And, Firefly is just the one of the greatest people of all time. So he's by far an incredible villain for my list. For my Marvel villains, now, to most of you who are following me, is Magneto. Magneto's always been my favorite villain of all times. And He's just by far the best villain. You know, he's always been my villain. I got a Marvel Legends figure of him. Watching him in the movies and cartoons and video games has always been my favorite. So Magneto is one of my favorite villain of all time. Coming in next is Zags. Zags is a Hulk villain full of electricity. Now, he's never been introduced in a movie, but we've seen him in video games and cartoons. The Avengers cartoon as well, too. Zags has always been my favorite Marvel villain. All that electricity and power, blackouts, you name it, he's right there. Coming in next is Quicksand. Now, Quicksand is a Thor villain, but she's by far one of my favorite villains as well, too. She's sort of like Sandman, just different. She can grow her arms out like that. Nothing can hurt her. As long as she's around quicksand, she can turn into a gigantic quicksand monster. By far powerful, awesome character in the Marvel Universe. Next, for another one of my favorite X-Men villains is Apocalypse. One of my favorite incredible X-Men villain of all time, has been truly, till this day, has been one of my favorite villains. I hope Apocalypse in the near future of the MCU gets respected, and I hope they do him right. But overall, Apocalypse has always been my favorite. And last but not least is Morgan Le Fay, the powerful sorceress. No one comes close to her. Magic has always been the greatest defense to her. She's one of the greatest Marvel villains. So these are my favorite villains and from DC and Marvel, and my favorite heroes and heroes from DC as well. But I just want to say thank you guys for just enjoying my videos. Hope you guys have a great day, and stay strong, stay cool, stay geeky, and remember, we're all friends, we're all cool, and no one can tell us that being a geek is nothing bad, because when you're a geek, you're awesome, cool, hip, awesome, fantastic, spectacular, and you're all the best. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Just wanted to say thank you guys, and stay safe and be cool. Peace out. Bye, guys.